You started? I need to hold my camera for that. You started?
We get both angles, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'm doing this. Is going to be from my camera.
Yeah, you can segue into the last one.
Yeah. This will be my.
Stand for the maximum. Yeah, we go. So, there we go. Cool?
Yeah. You might need to move up a little bit.
That's fine. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so last week I had a conversation with Ahmed Ali, and it kind of like transitioned over into veganism and animal cruelty. And one of the things that I always find quite disturbing about human beings is that they're kind of very kind of narcissistic, selfish behavior about how the world is for them only, and that everything else that has been put here is literally for us to do whatever we want with. And I was trying to explain why I was a misanthrope. And the reason a misanthrope is somebody that distrusts or dislikes humanity. And I was trying to explain that the reason that I became a misanthrope, which was 4 years ago, I became a vegan. I'm not a vegan right now, but I'm trying to go back to vegan. I'm around 90% there. And I started looking at the world from an animal's perspective, and I started hating humanity. Because when you look at it from their perspective, human beings are very vile.
Violence as well towards animals.
Vile, disgusting, selfish. I mean, if you see what we do to animals, it's terrible. So I was talking, what was your name again, bro?
My name's Eco Dave, just coming
Eco
back from
Dave.
the last video. Yeah. And I'm here today. Nice to meet everybody online there.
Yeah.
I'm back here again talking about veganism.
Yeah.
And I can just share basically what I've experienced, because I took that, I was vegetarian for quite a long time, and then I went into veganism a few years back. And I would just like to share the benefits I've actually noticed from living that kind of lifestyle. First off, it's a lot healthier to live a vegan lifestyle. If you're eating meat, most of your energy, your daily energy, goes into processing food, processing that meat. They say if you have a very heavy diet, about 80% of your energy goes into processing your food, especially meat. Now, if you basically take on a vegan lifestyle, you can free up so much of that energy. Maybe you can just get down to about 20%, where because you're eating very light foods, vegetables, etc., easy to digest, easy to process, and basically, so you only need about 20% then. So therefore, you have about, you have all the energy. You can be creative, you can do whatever you want. Getting back to what we were talking about earlier, about the animals, they have the right of life. They have their own destiny. They have the right to They have the right to determine their own full life. Why should their life be cut short? If you go online, you see these horrendous videos about the way cattle are treated, the way chickens are treated. They aren't there just to serve our hunger. They aren't there just to serve our taste buds, let's say. They're there for their own reasons. You can go, if you want to talk about religion, they're there for, they can, you can talk about karma, we can talk about, they're there to fulfill their own life cycle. Now, why would you want to cut that short? I've got many vegan friends, and they've been vegan for 10, 15, 20 years.
Hold on, wait a minute. Something's going on here. I don't know what's happening. Just wait a minute. Let's let them sort that out.
Something's getting a bit heated there, but
I think it's a Sunni Shia thing. Leon!
But anyway.
Leon!
So we're just taking a break here. There's something.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of a scuffle going on. So
don't worry.
Let's just thingy. So yeah, if you carry on.
Yeah. So those, if you talk about also about karma, as most of the religions do, the karma for those animals and the karma for yourself.
Then can you get my seat, bro, to hold this?
If you
research
over there, if you actually research a little bit about karma, you don't want to have the imprint of your actions on animals on your own karma. You want to have a clear kind of karma, basically. And all the religions go into that. And all the religions also do say that the animals have free domain. They have free domain in this world, basically. So what I'm saying is, I actually did a 3-step process. I started off by cleansing myself. I was a vegetarian anyway.
All your life, or
for about the last 10 years. So I know both sides, and I feel a lot better being vegetarian and then moving on to vegan.
I was lucky because we're Sikh. We're not supposed to eat meat, and I've never eaten meat at all my life. So I'm really grateful to that. Looking back, I'm like, wow, what a beautiful thing to never have consumed that evil kind of stuff. I have had dairy a lot, and I've tried to stop, and that's one thing I've got to stop doing.
Because all the dairy will have all kinds of hormones and vaccines in. Would you want to put those vaccines in your body? By eating dairy and eating meat, you're second-hand you're putting vaccines.
Well, the thing is about the dairy industry, it's just as evil as the meat industry in terms of how barbaric it is. So I mean, the kind of what they put into the animals and stuff, that's just a never thing that I find disturbing. But when it comes to the cruelty, it's like I never realised how cruel the dairy industry is, and people need to understand that, because the veal comes from dairy industry.
Yeah.
And this is why when I started learning about how because last week I had a conversation with a Muslim brother, and he was saying that animals don't really feel what human beings feel, don't have emotion. But I said to him, I've seen videos of cows their calves being taken away, and for weeks on end they're crying for their calves.
Yes.
So they must be feeling. And I also say that just because something doesn't feel the same type of emotion that you can relate to, it doesn't mean they're not feeling an emotion.
Or the same style of emotion.
Yeah, or even if it's not the same style of emotion, that's not the point. That's not for us to judge. And the thing is that, we have this really kind of like, for human beings in general, it's like, we feel like, I was trying to explain when I was younger that I used to just swat moths and bees and fly. I wouldn't even think about it. I'd just be like, all right, there's a moth, bang.
Yeah, but what you realise now, again, on a small level, you don't want to harm anybody, any creatures, kind of right to life, basically.
Yeah.
So
before I go on, now I just let them roam about. I've not killed any moths or anything for like a 3 or 4 years. I just leave them myself. I let them go. I might push them out the window to get them out, but generally I just leave them alone.
Basically let them be. So I would certainly recommend trying to refine your diet. The thing is, 4/5 of the land that is cultivated is used for animal production, for meat, basically. Yeah. Now, if we free up all of that production, we can actually feed the world 5 times over. We could feed the world, there would be no need for hunger, no need for poverty, because when people are, cultivating their own food, there's no need for poverty. But because they've been cut out of growing their own food, because not having the land, they then become dependent on others for food, whatever. I think if we free all that up, and then we can take that land and do self-cultivation, small cooperatives, whatever, we could free up that 4/5 of land, and we'd have enough food to feed everybody 5 times over, a total abundance of food. So I think that's what we really need to do, is look at that and saying we can change the system. And if people are prepared to be vegan, and I tell you what, one of the things that I was kind of worried about before I came vegan was choice, but I find I've got more choice now. It's amazing. I'm more of a chef now. I get more involved with cooking my food. I get a lot more into it and totally enjoy it. It's fantastic, because you find, especially on Instagram and Facebook and all of these platforms, you find all these great little dishes you can eat. You eat pizzas if you want, and all vegan style or whatever. And there really is a lot of choice, and you don't need to consume so much food. You can get by on like 1 or 2 meals a day. And eat fruit.
I remember I've been vegetarian all my life. Look, I'm not very thin.
Me there, and you can.
So there's a myth that you're going to be skinny and
you don't have to be skinny and thin or whatever. You can have a really good lifestyle. And the main thing is maintaining your health. Now I'm going to give you a 3-step process here. Get off all processed food, including meat and all of the junk, all of the junk food, very quickly. Second one, research Dr. Sebi and research the alkaline diet. Now this is very important, because if you can get yourself into, if you can eat alkaline foods, which you can be found quite easily or quite common, you can actually make your body alkaline between the range
When you
of
say alkaline, I mean,
the pH levels.
Oh, right,
So the pH, water, we're mostly water, 70%. Now if you actually get your pH levels up to between 7 and 7.5, more on the alkaline side, rather on the acidic side, which is below 7, see a lot of illnesses and
Get my seat, bro, please. Give the camera to someone else, man. Come on, man. My arms are. I need it for my channel as well, man.
It's my brother now, right?
If you can get yourself into an alkaline diet, have an alkaline body, you can avoid having all these illnesses. All these illnesses, like cancer and all of those illnesses, are caused by having an acidic body. Acid produces an environment where funguses thrive. And if your body's at a pH level of 3, 4, 5, you've got to you know, you're in the kind of danger zone. You really want your alkaline level to be between 7 and 7.5. I researched that through Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was really helpful. I'd recommend anybody to go to his website or to his videos. He will give you the whole inside story on that. I'm just giving the basics, but if you can get yourself on an alkaline diet, you'll really reap the benefits, and the last one is third point, is try to avoid fluoride, whether that's in your toothpaste or in your water.
I apologise, I'm getting a bit distracted.
Okay,
something going on, so
just give us. Okay, well, we'll just take a break from out. As it happens down here in Speaker's Corner, things are becoming a little bit heated, but it's unnecessary.
Let's wait until they kind of move about.
Yeah, it's a little bit unnecessary.
You can edit it and cut it out.
Yeah, if you can do that later on. Yeah, you can.
All right, you will
just
carry on.
So the third point is basically eliminating fluoride from your life, basically, through non-use in water, which can be done by drinking distilled water, which can be done with a distiller. You can get for about £50-60 on Amazon. And the next one is not using brushing your teeth with I would say Get Off's toothpaste. I like to use the black charcoal powder, which has multiple benefits, makes your teeth nice and white. I'm
cursing at Leon because my arm's hurting and I need something to hold my camera.
And if you eliminate fluoride out of your life, see what fluoride does, it actually blocks all your glands. So the fluoride actually if you prolonged usage, it'll block all your glands. Now your glands are there almost like filters in a car, like an oil filter. If you have old oil in your car, there's going to be a breakdown. But if you have change the oil or change the filters, keep the filters clean all the time, you're not going to have any problems. Your system's going to work just fine. So you can do this by, it's all online as well. You can get your charcoal powder on Amazon. It's about £2-3 for a little 30-gram dish, which will last about 2 or 3 months. It's cheaper than buying toothpaste, actually. Just use a little. What you do is just dab it with a toothbrush, dab a little bit, and then brush. It'll be a little bit black, but then you just swirl like you do with normal, when you're brushing your teeth. So 3 points: eliminate all processed food, including meats and all of that. Second point: get yourself on an alkaline diet, and third, eliminate fluoride. But getting back to the veganism.
Can I ask you a question? Because the thing is, like when I became a vegan, and everyone's going to say that I have a very extreme personality, so. When I do something, I don't do it half-heartedly. I'm an artist as well, and so I do artwork and veganism as well. And so I was doing a drawing called End of the Road, and it was about the dairy industry and how cows are transported. And I didn't really understand how barbaric the dairy industry is. I always used to condemn the meat industry, and I'm still part of the problem. This is the problem with humanity and why I dislike myself as well. I know, this is why I'm a missing out, and I don't even like myself, because I know what I'm doing is wrong. Like I'm eating an ice cream and I'm like, oh my god, I'm eating an ice cream, but I can't stop myself because of the selfish and narcissistic behaviour
or program behaviour, routinely do the same behaviour and eat the same things over and over.
So again. I did for a year, managed to do it, but what happened?
Did you find the benefits of it?
I felt for me the problem was my mindset became very extreme and I was condemning everyone all the time. I was like one of those vegans that everywhere I went.
To be like that.
I know, but that's my problem as an individual. My nephew became vegan, and he's been vegan for 2 years, and I kind of made him into a vegan by berating with it, and he's perfectly fine. I'm saying for someone like me and my personality, if anyone knows me, I'm a very extreme character, and so when I saw the problem is I didn't understand the detachment that human beings have from their food. And because I wasn't vegetarian all my life, I'd never been down the meat aisles. So for you lot...
Do you smell it when you go down now, though?
No, I used to smell it. I find it really repulsive, especially the thingy. And so when I was researching, I went down the meat aisle, and it was like an alien place, because people were picking up, for me, they looked like they were legs and arms and of particular animals. I didn't see them as food because I'd never eaten it. And one of the most kind of disturbing things that still haunts me, and I've done a drawing on it to a certain degree, was I saw this baby picking up this packet and looking at it and kind of shaking it and putting it back. And I was like, oh, what is she shaking, this little baby here? And then I went over and it was 2 lamb hearts. Manny!
So do you
mind holding this for a minute, please? My arms are killing me.
the kid didn't understand.
Manny Cinder's holding it. You can join in as well.
Hello, mate.
So we're talking about veganism.
Yeah.
And the thing is, so yeah, I know, and this shows you how the adults are really indoctrinating the children into making this kind of behaviour normal. So yeah, and I saw another kid, and there was a mother. She was getting the fish's head and going, hello, hello, and the mother was laughing, and I just remember looking like, oh my god, how evil. And I have to admit, I got so angry. I felt like hitting the mum to herself. Not hitting the mum or telling her off.
I wouldn't.
Not hitting, I'm talking about telling her off, because I got very frustrated. And so
I believe in the right to, like, people have their own
Flat earther.
yeah, I know, but he's a vegan, so years have passed.
We're talking about veganism.
I always say, I said in my last video on my own personal channel, where I speak this cool, now I'm bigging up again.
And
roasting savages. And Manny Cinder, any person that's a vegan has an automatic pass with me. Because even if I don't like you as a person, I can respect you as somebody that can think for themselves and think outside the box, like Leon from COE. Automatically gets a pass. So you may be the most abhorrent person, but for me, you making that decision is a very, very noble decision.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It's been really good to meet you as well, because we shared some very clear, important, interesting points.
So what do you think of the solution? Because for me personally, I kind of gave up on humanity, and I was like, forget them. Because the way they treat themselves is so barbaric that they don't. I mean, like I had that conversation last week with Ahmed Ali about in Islam. I'm gonna go to Islam because that's what we was talking about last week, and he said that. And maybe in Christianity they think is that human beings are top of the food chain because of our intellect. And so everything else is basically for us consumption.
I think every form of life has its own self-determination. I was just going to actually mention that about people who eat meat. That's your right. If you choose to do that, I'm not arguing that point. That's your free will. I would say that I would just kind of like to share something with you, and that you can actually reap a lot of benefit from getting a more refined diet, from getting a more pure diet, making yourself.
How do you get your iron?
You can get all of your food from.
How do you get your iron? Forget the rest of it. How do you get iron?
You can get it all. You can get it all.
No, this isn't like the 19th century.
All the veggies have iron because they're grown in
Can
the
I-
with
can
minerals.
I-
say something?
Can I make a point?
Can I just make that last point? That everybody has the rights, and I really respect. Even if people eat meat, that's up to you. But what I'm here to do is share with you the benefits. And the main benefit I've reaped from this is I'm a lot healthier.
No, you're not.
I'm a lot healthier. I am.
You're not.
Just from the outside.
Nah, you do.
You may say, you may say, oh, you still.
I'm like this because I eat a lot.
This
Meat.
is a topic that me and you're going to pull out on one day.
Vegans can still be big and strong.
I'm a meat eater. I'll beat you.
and even a little bit overweight if you want to say that. But because I still eat well. I really eat good food, and I love eating.
All right, can I make one comment?
Yeah.
Without the meat industry, the vegetable industry would not be there.
Disagree totally.
Where'd you get your fertilizers?
No, we can live.
No, you can't. No, you know what? How do vegetables grow?
Well,
With
organic. How can organic?
So wait, hold on. You're gonna grow more vegetables that you can't grow the initial one to grow the other vegetables. No, it doesn't work like that.
Sorry, what was your
My point was, I don't know if you know that
Did you notice that you didn't answer
protein is generated by plants, not because of anything in the soil. It's because of dead bugs and worms and everything in the soil that die.
that? Come on.
And then-
the material that's the deteriorated material?
Let me ask
That's
you
right.
Leaves, they all have-
And that
it all
does-
has- it
and
all
that-
has-
Do you?
Alright, by the way, this is our very first argument as friends.
Or
Yeah?
debate.
All right,
Can I
just want to finish this?
Go on.
Okay.
So unless you are growing your own organic food,
Which you can, which we could all be co-ops.
yeah, I mean you need 2 acres per person in a climate like ours in the UK to grow your own food, and that's if you've got a couple of goats for milk and what have you. So I've done all the calculations because I'm from a multi-generational farming family, and we still farm now. But my point is that unless you're doing organic farming and there's dead bugs and there's worms and everything for the plants to soak up for the protein.
You can do that. You can manufacture your own compost.
Yeah.
There's many ways.
So
Permaculture.
my question.
Can I say something?
So my question is for the body.
Fundamental thing in permaculture. Animals.
Can I say something quite controversial?
Please.
Animals.
I don't care if human beings have less iron and I'm not as. I'm sorry. That is not. We are not the most important thing on this planet.
Yes, we are.
So just because we will lack certain kind of like vitamins and stuff like that, that is not a reason to go around slaughtering en masse. Now I want people to really understand one thing. 150 years ago, 200 years ago, the way people used to farm was completely different.
It's very different. It's not
I mean, I was once walking into a supermarket and they were tricking these little kids into thinking that factory farming was this lovely little thingy. And they had little animals in cages and stuff. I said no, and I went over there brutally, kind of like, it was wrong at the time. I kind of caused a lot of distress to the children, I think, telling the truth about the factory farming. And they didn't like it. Because what they're trying to make people think...
Can I interrupt?
I don't know. What they're trying to make people think is that there's this... Even organic farming isn't really that organic in terms of... people think there's no kind of animal cruelty in it. It's a better version, but it's still not the solution.
No, sorry, I'm going to interrupt now. All right, look, I'm sorry, but what's happened is the word organic has been hijacked by marketing companies. All right, so let's get the concept right. What organic farming actually means are in places such as, like what we refer to as the third world countries, where animals are enriching the soil that vegetables are going to go in later on.
Which is fine.
But hold on, then what do you do with those animals?
You'll just
What, just let them get old?
Exactly, yeah.
No, that's not how world works.
I'm sorry, Hassan, but listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying.
The reason why we
he doesn't want us to grow old. Why can an animal not just grow old and die?
So if there was a humane...
There is. And there's another thing as well. Since when do we need to only eat vegetables? You know, we eat meat. We've eaten meat for thousands of years. Why is it now? Because of factory farming. Now, if factory farming did not exist and we had beginner raised chickens out here and sheep over there and cows over there, I'll guarantee it, none of you would be making any noise about veganism at all.
Let me say something. I would still be a vegetarian, but I do agree with him on one thing here.
Everything.
In the past, when they used to kind of like have farms and stuff, it was much more. I would never say it was humane. No, it
was humane.
You're still killing an animal in order to eat it, so it's still inhumane. But it was more humane than what it is now. But it's still inhumane.
You're still feeding that.
It's still inhumane. So what it is that now you've got to a point that you have mass. If you look at the way the chickens are treated, they're DB. The males are just put into grinders. You have them then genetically grown so that they go like 4 or 5 times the rate of what they're normally supposed to be, and they can't even sustain their own weight.
Non-organic.
And say turkeys can't make by themselves now.
If you go online, there's many videos. One is Cowspiracy. There's tons of videos. But once you watch those videos,
from farm to fridge.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'll guarantee you, it will change your perception on eating animals.
Yeah. Do you mind me asking you one thing?
I was going to say, I actually practiced veganism for a few months.
It was miserable then.
And
it was hard.
I had heart problems. I thought I was going to have all time. But let me finish. No, listen to me. But my point is this: the reason why I practiced it. Listen. The reason why I practiced it was because I wasn't happy with how animals are treated. Right? So my question to both of you is, listen, I agree with you, but I also know, there's two things I want to say. I also know, I don't mind.
It's big value. No, I said a big value. I didn't say big.
I also know that I also know that we need.
And that's another thing about vegans. I don't mean nasty. They don't know nutrition. None.
So I also know we need a meat, protein, fat diet. So okay. Last question. So
I'll show you outside the podcast and we can do this thing.
You can get your
So the question is.
Let's do this.
The question.
Trust me, I might look slow.
The question is.
Where's your gum?
I'm listening.
The question is, if animals were slaughtered in a humane fashion, would you be happy with that?
I still will disagree with it. I will still.
You know why? Because when I've actually chosen a vegan
So
diet.
you would rather the animal suffer?
No, I would.
Would you rather the animal suffer?
I've chosen a vegan diet.
What diet?
Pure vegan diet.
An animal don't suffer.
And I am more healthy. That works for me.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for anybody else, it's fine, but it works for me. I find
we don't eat them.
immense health benefits.
No, I'd rather feed them to the lion.
Like what?
I'm just sharing that. Just being
London
lighter, just being not having
Those
not
are
going to the
fucking meat
doctors.
eaters there.
Yeah, not just being lighter, just having more energy, being more creative. You said you're an artist.
Believe it.
Yeah, all of that. It just, I tell you, once you free up all of your, if you free up your, you know, the energy you need to digest all this stuff. You know, you can, you know, basically from having a vegan diet, you can free up all that energy. More active.
What are you going to offer the gods if you don't slaughter animals?
I'm sorry.
We don't need to.
One minute.
We don't need to do it.
I'm going to ask again.
We don't need to eat meat. We do not need to eat meat.
We do because we need to grow vegetables.
No,
Listen.
get your fertilizer many other ways.
And how do you get the fertilizer?
You cultivate your fertilizer.
All right, 1 minute. How?
You cultivate the fertilizer. You can do it. You can cultivate it
What?
on a mass
How?
scale. You can use. Well, you can
You can't
use.
grow in dead soil, you know that, don't you?
Yeah, but you can.
Right, you do know you can't grow in dead soil.
You need
Right,
fertilizer.
so how's that fertilizing
Well, you can
product
use a
going to
chemical-
grow in dead
You
soil?
can use a chemical process.
Oh, so
or you
we're
can
going to
use
inject ourselves with shit?
No. You can use a chemical process.
But you're okay to inject the animals.
No. Humane slaughter is best.
No, but you do know that
No, I'm not.
most of these animals are
Just use the
genetically
animals for
modified.
fertilizer, but
Oh.
Yeah, but I only eat organic.
So let's do
use the
it.
animals, but
so
let them
let them
natural
just
process.
cohabit your
Yeah,
land.
that's exactly. That's
All right. So when this animal that you're cohabiting, does that animal need things to live on? Like shelter, food? I'll send you going to pay for that. Are the vegans going to pay for that?
Natural, I mean, they
No, are
eat
the
the
vegans
grasses.
gonna pay
They
for
eat the
that?
grasses. You have your land, they eat the grasses.
But are the vegans going to pay for that? You do know how much a cow costs to vet, to grow, to feed. You do know that, don't you? Or are you just in la la land here at the moment? Just say, yeah, we'll just cultivate. Is it one of them
If
ones?
you have a farm, then you
No.
can I-
See, this is where people go, because what they do is they go into that la la land. Because
You don't
it's
need-
called
we don't need to eat meat.
functionality.
we don't
You
need to
need, yeah, you do. What we need to stop doing is stop having these processing plants that are
Mass
called
scale.
mass
20,
scale.
30,000
Mate,
animals.
I'm on the same page here. If you're
horrific.
I'm gonna get against your grain here. No, I'm running with your grain.
I understand it.
Right. What I think is that we allow companies like Tesco, Sainsbury's, all these people that don't allow meat to grow on our front doors, like chicken, ducks, quail, which we all did. Like, we need these.
Do you know we're going back to that?
No, we have to. We have to.
Eventually.
There's no choice.
Because it's
We
not
can't go on.
sustainable. This 4/5 of the
And
planet
another
being
thing as well,
it's not sustainable.
if we stop animals, what are your pets going to do? What are they going to do? I've seen that.
Hold on.
I've seen that. I've seen
pets
them.
can
What
be
do
vegan.
they fill them with
My
supplements.
sister's dogs,
I agree
my
with you.
sister's dogs are both stuffed.
can be vegan.
My sister's dogs are both stuffed. They eat chapatis and stuff. They're fine. My mum, she used to have dogs. Yeah, they used to have dogs.
But they're
Not just that, but other stuff like
Exactly.
No, not meat though.
My brothers, listen.
We don't need them. They're fine.
The idea of living in a vegan planet, as much I would love to.
It's not possible.
I would love to.
Sorry, what's
But
your
you know
name?
what?
Sorry, what's
Not
your name?
possible.
Hassan.
I see, you know, Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you, Dave.
Dave.
I would love to live in that world.
Eco Dave.
There's India, there's vegetarian country.
Yeah.
Vegetarian.
Also,
No, it's not. It's the highest beef exporter in the world.
One thing. What they do is they don't eat the cow. They sell it to the Muslims in that
It's the
country.
highest beef
That's what they
exporter
do.
in the world.
They use that
They
cow.
live a
though.
vegetarian
They think they do. They tell the world they do.
I want to ask you one question.
They live a long life.
Let me ask these guys a question, because last week Ahmed Ali, his reasoning for the animals being here was that we are on a food chain, and so humans are on top because of our intelligence, and everything else below
I
is
don't
pretty
agree with
much, they're there for our kind of like for us. Do you agree with that?
No.
All right.
I don't agree with that. I tell you what, the Red Indians.
The way I see, look, the way I see animals in society, that they should be a part of society. As dogs are in our house, as pigs are now, as ducks are, as chickens are. It's inhumane. It kills me knowing that a cow, once it gets to 8 years old, the animal's going to be suffering ridiculously. Like, ridiculously.
I
And
agree.
just because we've got some people that feel offended that the meat's going to get killed, grow a pair. Bloody grow a pair.
Well,
I'm going to say something here. they're trying to create like these kind of like artificial meat.
Disgusting.
But what I'm saying is that I still believe, even if they created meat, that this is going to sound very controversial, but from human nature, even if they created artificial meat
in the
laboratory and it tasted exactly the same and looked at it, people would still want to eat the real thing. And the reason I say that is because I think people have a real,
sick of eating fake shit.
have a real nasty side to them. That
Am I right?
they want to, in a way,
I didn't get your point.
The veal is a particular meat which is is actually kind of done upon suffering, and also foie gras. And people like
What's wrong, Sulaiman?
I believe they like the suffering.
Talk to me, man.
It's a vibration.
Yeah, so they enjoy it. They say, oh, it's
Sulaiman,
this and
Baba,
that.
listen to
So
me.
I believe
I love you a lot. See you
create
as a-
supplement meat, most people are
Sulaiman,
pretty sick.
there's the one thing that I don't do.
including
If I don't
myself,
like you, you know what I do?
They
I
would
just
still
avoid
prefer
you.
to eat
Yeah,
the
I
real
spent my
thing,
time there.
because
I spent
I
last time as
think
well,
deep down
and
inside
I
they
pulled you
like
aside,
the fact
and
that
I was the
people
same then. I shot
What I noticed was
Remember, I'm a misanthrope, so I think the worst of everyone.
yeah, but what you'll probably notice if you do go down the vegan lifestyle route is that even your personality might change a little bit. You become less
Aggressive.
less aggressive. Again, this could be a peaceful world if we didn't eat meat. Basically,
Bollocks.
hang on. Let me have nice thing. Hang on. I mean, the people are less angry if they don't eat meat. Meat has a vibration on it because of the way the animal's been suffered. If you put that in your body, you're going to also feel that.
Right, so if we have better slaughterhouses, it'd be okay, right? So if the slaughter process was more humane, it'd be okay, right?
I still wouldn't be okay, but it'd be better.
Yeah.
But the fear that
It's
the
a less
animal,
of
that you're
Ha-
taking on the fear.
Have you ever looked in? Have you ever looked into how Native Americans slaughtered buffalo?
I'm sorry. Now, if you slaughter the way that some sects of humanity do, yes. But I remember I went to an abattoir when they used to stun the animal, and guess what? The animal don't know what the heck is happening. It's stunned. Mate, I went to college.
I need to say one other thing to put into the mix. People from the Dharmic faiths believe in reincarnation. And so we believe this is
You're
why.
not coming back anyway.
You might be coming back as I don't know, a sheep or a cow, and I'll be laughing at you when you're getting strung up and freaking more butchered like that.
Mate,
I'll be
I'm
like,
living sheep now. Imagine you got one bad day, the rest of your days you're out.
and the
eating
argument I'm
shit
going to
and
say against is a lot of people online are going to say we're the top of the food chain. I will say to you, if an alien race come down right now that were light years ahead of you in terms of intellect and saw you as a cockroach
Eating
and
other-
then grabbed your kids, hung them up and then ate them, would you be okay with that?
Would you have a choice in that?
Well, you would.
Would you have a choice in that?
You may not have a choice, but you
Alright,
may.
so they don't have a choice
But,
in
but that you shouldn't say that you're top of the food chain, and that's the reason why you eat meat. That's not your argument, but I've heard a lot of people say that.
Next time when you're in the lion, when you go into the lion's cage, tell the lion not to eat the gazelle that they're cooking. Alright? You can tell that to the lion. You can be like, oh, you know what? Just because you're above him, you shouldn't be eating that.
So do you? That's a good point. So do you think lions, tigers, and all these other top animals should become vegan as well?
Have you seen lions walking with other animals when they're not hungry? When they're not hungry.
But do we do that? We walk alongside other animals. and we're-
Cows, goats.
Okay, go ahead. People say that human beings are made to be carnivorous in terms of we're supposed to eat meat.
No.
Now, one of the things is I've always said to them that one of the reasons to eat is to gain energy, isn't it? Calories.
Yes.
Now, for a human being with no tools and just their bare hands, what God has given them in their teeth, they could not rip an animal open without exerting a lot of energy.
What about fish?
But they would have to exert so much energy that the actual benefit of eating it after would be pointless.
Yes.
So they would have exerted more energy, and their hands wouldn't be able to cut into meat. Yeah? It's true though.
The gain would be
Yeah,
less.
the gain would be less, and the whole point of eating. I'm talking about if you had no tools. So this is why men have created tools in order to eat. Now, if we were supposed to be carnivorous, like a tiger doesn't need to go out there and get a knife and fork.
Yeah, but you can eat raw steak, for example. You can eat
Your
raw
body
meat.
can't handle it in the past.
I eat raw steak.
But in the past, it will poison you.
You know the diet
Raw meat.
Quick fry.
I'm sorry.
Raw meat will poison you in the past.
It doesn't.
It'll kill you.
Well,
So, and let me say something. If I put a raw carcass there, and you tried to eat it, you'd probably get poisoned at some point. Some people would. if you was to have a lion there, he could eat that wholeheartedly
Yes.
because God has made him to eat
Digestive
it.
system.
Yeah, your digestive system is not made.
It's not made.
Even
to
milk.
eat meat.
On the first one, it's not. On the second time, it'll get better. The third time, it'll get better. Fourth time, it'll get
you don't
better.
have-
And by the time you've had your 10th dinner, guess what?
no.
You will
You
devour
don't-
that
you don't
thing
evolve-
without even
you
teeth.
don't even-
Exactly. And you be wearing the leather.
Hold on.
Human
Why
body does not evolve that
what are
fast.
Eskimos doing? Do they cook? No. They eat
They
their
eat
wild
raw blabber.
Raw.
Raw
Let's
blabber.
not cut. Let's cut to the bullshit, yeah? There's people that
But I
eat raw
guarantee
food.
the
And there's
first,
people
first
eat
few generations would
No,
have
if
been
you go
sick.
back in prehistoric times, people were eating nuts and berries and all of that.
and meat. No, don't go without the meat.
And plus-
They showed meat getting covered. And the argument about the tools, if humans weren't meant to have tools, we wouldn't be living in houses neither. So
No, but
the
what I'm
point
trying to
is,
say to you is that the argument is
tell me
just
I'm
that
wrong
God
here now,
has
my
made
brother.
you
Yeah.
as an animal, a lion to eat meat. Now, if God now the lion doesn't have to go there to create a tool to eat meat.
Yes.
All of his
Okay,
digestive system.
We don't.
We do.
No, we don't.
If I was to put a horse there right now, a cow right there, you could not be able to cut it with your bare hands.
I bloody well
And
could.
Maybe you.
I'm telling you, you know what I'll do? I'll throw it on the fire.
You go through the eyes.
Let it cook, and you know what?
But you-
I would not even need. I will just
Yeah, but you would still
peel
need the
those
fire,
bits of meat off.
which is
with
still a
two
man-made
fingers.
thing.
No,
You still need
a
the fire.
No, well,
It's still another
Getting
tool.
quite heated here. We're just going to talk
A
about
lion,
veganism.
a lion and carnivorous animals do not need anything apart from their bare essentials that have been given by God. A human being has created tools and has created fire or used fire to heat the meat so they can eat it so it's digestible.
You can
So
have
God
raw
really
meat.
wanted us to be.
So whoever,
Is that a valid argument?
it's a very
So
good
you
point.
can
say
have
God
raw
created
meat.
fire.
So the point is here, to the audience out there who may be enjoying this, you have a choice. That's what we're always saying here. We're just
Eat
sharing
meat.
with you. You have a choice, and he has a choice. But I
Eat
also
meat.
have a choice,
He's gonna
and I
come back as,
prefer to
a
be
pig or
vegan.
something.
Chicken.
So you have a choice. Do your research. See if it suits you.
Then you know that's
You know, if you want a healthier lifestyle,
Hold on.
you know, and you resonate with the certain points with veganism, give it a try. If it doesn't suit you, well, there's other alternatives. But give it a try. You might find that you become more healthy and you become less. I'm going to say less you become more healthy and less.
Less aggressive,
Yeah, all of
more
that.
pussified, not able to argue with
Soy
anyone.
boy.
Soy boy. Eat vegetables.
No,
So
no.
when the meat eaters come down, it'd be a total pussy.
What I was actually going to say,
I
you
was-
put less of a footprint on,
Let me say-
on this
I'm gonna say
level
I'm gonna,
plane that we're living
I'm
on.
gonna have a different take.
Not a level
I'm gonna have
plane.
a
It's a
different
level
take.
plane. No.
This world is not being put for just human beings. Animals have a right to live,
Yes.
Yes,
and
of
we,
course
they're
they
not
do.
just there for us to eat. Now, for me, any kind of gains from being a vegan, whether you become light, is irrelevant. It's wrong to eat meat and to eat dairy. I'm still eating a bit of dairy, and I am a bad person.
Free
for
the
doing
parsnip.
that. So what we need to do, is to get everyone to veganism. Who cares if there's billions of animals roaming around?
And if we get
let them
yes.
do it.
Yeah, if we get everyone on veganism on board, then we can actually change the system as a whole because we don't need these massive corporations, massive factory farming. We can change that whole
I agree
system
with that.
overnight. It can drop within, change it overnight, and we can live a more harmonious
And,
lifestyle. We can feed the planet. We can feed everybody.
can't.
Nobody needs to be in poverty.
can't.
Nobody
Nobody
needs
that
to be
dies.
homeless.
Next week I'm going to bring a
Hopefully that-
carcass just for experiment for Hassan
Hassan,
to
you see if
eat
you can eat it, yeah.
and see
I
how
will
long it will
devour
take to
it.
eat it raw
I will
and
devour
for him
it.
to then become poisoned.
But,
and,
but it has to be slaughtered in front of Hassan to a God of his
he's a
chosen.
flat earther as well, so we need
Yeah.
to talk about that next
And
time.
we'll be, I'll see you online, and I'll just be down here on a Sunday. So
And Raj Speaker's Corner, remember?
yeah,
So,
just
Manny
tune in
Cinder
on
and
Sunday.
Roasting Savages.
Tune in on Sunday. Cheers.
Anyway, thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, man, that was good to meet
Let's
you.
not talk to these carnivorous animals, man.
Just before you go, are you a flat earther?
That guy over there is a flat earther.
Yeah, there's